people have asked, all of this, that, and the other, and what was it like, and so forth, so on. My experience was a completely different experience in the hospital. I didn't experience any of the pain, like I said earlier. I didn't experience any of that. Maybe struggled a little bit, but my experience was, I'll say, relatively good compared to what Trish's notes and everything like that. And I've told people again. I said, if I were given the option to go through it again, to experience God's goodness and closeness the way I did, I would do it again. And I know my family probably like, time out, let's not go there. But to experience his presence the way I did in the hospital, I would go through it again. It was incredible for me. It was life-changing for me. And not just his physical presence with me, or his presence being there in that room with me, but the presence of the church and him working through people the way he did. I will never forget that. I will never forget it. And if it meant going through something like that again, just to experience him the way I did, I would do it in a heartbeat. And I remember after, I think that it might have been the day with Mercy, I don't 100% know, but I remember his presence being so thick on me. There was nothing else that mattered when I was in that room than to share the gospel. I remember praying for Matt, for Rebecca, for the doctor, for everyone. I remember texting Trish. I shared the gospel with 4 people today. I had a captive audience. They had to come to me. So I was like, man, I was on fire. And I loved talking about Jesus in that room. And I was bold and I was encouraged. And I was just going to share about him, period. And I remember getting out of the hospital, and I remember that Tuesday night when I got home, and we were talking and everything, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning, I remember waking up, and I don't know if you remember this or not, I looked at you and I said, he's gone. And it's not that he had left me. I know I'm secure in my salvation. I know he loves me, and he's with me all the time. But I knew at that point, the presence the way it was on me, he had left. And immediately after I said that and felt that, he told me, he goes, you're going to be okay. He said, I'm always with you. But he said, I've got you to this point because of the prayers of the people. I answered them. I heard them and I answered them. And he said to me, if you want to get that close again, it's up to you. And I'll never forget that Friday morning of just feeling that desperation of that loss of being that close to him, but also knowing it's still just as possible to be that close to him again. But now it was up to me. He came to me in my time of need and surrounded me and took care of me. But at this point now, he's like, I've got you here. Now you need to pursue me. And the word tells us when we seek him, and seek him with all our heart, we will find him.